Hi there. In this video, I want to talk about the cash flow challenges that small businesses face and also then give you 8 effective solutions that I believe will solve any cash flow problem that you may be facing right now. Because one of the most important hurdles that small businesses face, in my opinion, is poor cash flow, which can lead to sleepless nights. It can lead to fear of feeling like you're going to lose your business. It can lead to you feeling threatened. But when you ask, you say, well, what exactly causes poor cash flow? Well, late payments from clients, and some of these things, they're not your fault. Late payments from clients is not your fault, but you can do something about it. Unexpected expenses that may come up, or insufficient cash reserves. And maybe you worked on a large project, but it's taken months for them to pay. The frustration and the fear of not having enough funds to cover wages, pay your rent, pay for your car, and all those kind of things can be extremely overwhelming. So I want to look at how you can solve this. So let's get straight into it. Before we do that, I want to tell you about who I am. My name is Boomy Tokan. And I was thinking before I came on to record this, I was thinking I probably worked personally to over 1,000 businesses over the years, because I've been doing this now for more than 20 years. And, I really love helping small businesses. That's my area. I love startup. I love helping small businesses. Currently, I'm working with a government agency that enables me to be in touch with businesses who are, some of them are struggling, but a lot of them are doing well, and some can even do better. So I'm helping them to achieve their goals. I also have around 270,000 students on my Udemy, and my Quora has 8 million views plus, and also my YouTube channel has around 500 videos for you to be able to learn from. So I've highlighted some of the areas of problems that we're facing as small businesses. What are the key solutions? What are the solutions that can alleviate some of those challenges? The first solution, which you might be able to use, particularly if you're just starting, or you're just negotiating a contract, or you are picking up a new business, is that you need to be clear from the beginning when the payment date, what the payment date would be, right? Because sometimes when we're negotiating the terms of the business or of the service, we tend to overlook the payment date. But actually, if you can put in a payment date from the beginning, then both parties are aware that money needs to be paid to you at a particular time. By doing that, you are invariably managing your cash flow for the future. But if you don't put in a payment date, maybe because you are afraid that you may lose the business, well, you are going to put yourself in a very tight position. And when cash flow is tight, you may not be able to sleep at night because you are constantly thinking about it. I would say to you, implementing a clear payment date is the first solution. The second solution that I want to bring up to you is try as much as possible, always get a deposit upfront. We work with clients, we help them raise funding, or we're helping them with strategic planning, or whatever we're doing with them. We always say to them, you've got to pay like 50% upfront, or you pay a specific amount of money upfront, because it's so easy for people to get the service. Then after they've gotten the service, you're now chasing them up to get paid. If you at least have got some money upfront, that shows their commitment, and that shows your commitment also to deliver the service. So requesting a portion of the payment before you start a project can significantly, not just marginally, but it can significantly ease your cash flow concerns. And this practice could help you secure cash upfront and enable you to pay your expenses whilst you're waiting for the rest of the money. somebody might say, well, it's not always possible, but as much as you can, ask for an upfront payment, because you never know until you ask. The third solution is factoring. When I was helping a business who was turning over, I think at that point they were turning over around 50,000 a month at the time. And I was saying to them, let's get a factoring company. Let's get a bank to do factoring. So we had a couple of meetings with the banks, and the banks were going to do the factoring. And the way they were going to do factoring is, so let me explain. Factoring is when you have large invoices that is owed to you, you pass that invoice to a factoring company. That factoring company could pay you something like 80% of the invoice when that invoice is due, and then they would chase up the company that you provided the service for to recoup their money. Plus, not only do they give you 80% upfront when the invoice is due, then when they collect all the money, they give you an additional 15%, and they keep 5%, or sometimes they may keep up to 10%. So in essence, if a company is owing you £1 million and they're due to have paid you today, the factoring company will pay you 700,000 or 800,000, and then when they collect the money from the organization or from the business, then they'll pay you an additional amount of percentage that brings you to 90%. Generally speaking, anyway, the factoring company takes around 6 to 10% of the invoice value. And going back to my story, the organization didn't want that. It's like, I don't want to give the banks, 5% of my money. I don't want to give them 10%. And I was saying to them, it's better for you to have that money now. Besides, larger organizations tend to take advantage of small businesses. If you don't know that, oh yeah, larger organizations, they take advantage. They know that you so much need their business, and they know that they can always get someone else to deliver the service, so they can delay paying you. All right. But if you have a factoring company chasing them up for the money, it's okay for you to give that factoring company 5 or 10%, because large companies are more likely to pay you later, but small companies can actually disappear after you've provided them with the service. So what you want to do is to make sure that you have a system that brings in your money. So factoring is a very good way of limiting the risk and improving your cash flow. So factoring involves selling your invoice to a third party called a factor at a discount, and that brings in the immediate cash and reduces your waiting period. And it also reduces the risk. Do consider factoring as one of the ways to alleviate the cash flow problems. Number 4 is, if clients delay payments consistently, then you need to use a collection agency to help you. And a collection agency, obviously, they're going to charge some money. If you can find an agency that will charge only on performance, then that's a good thing. They will probably charge about 3% or 5% of the invoice value as well. They will get you the money. But once you use a collection agency on a particular business, they are unlikely to do business with you. That's just the truth. If somebody uses a collection agency on you, you're probably not going to trade with that person again. So use it with wisdom. Don't just get people to start chasing up your clients if they are late for 5 days or 6 days. Try and use other means to get the money, like calling them, by appealing to them. Sometimes even just appealing to a client might get them to pay you by telling them, and I use this. I tell them that, look, listen, I need to pay my employees. My employees need the money, or the person who has delivered the contract needs the money. And they tend to see sense and expedite the payment most of the time. Number 5, offer multiple payment options. Have a way that they can pay by direct, banks transfer, They can pay by card. They can pay by check, yeah, or they can pay by cash, whatever. Try to offer them many payment options, because when you do that, the clients might find one of the options more convenient than you thought. Let them pay by PayPal, let them pay by Stripe, whatever they want to use to pay. Try and make sure that you provide a lot of options. Number 6 is that you monitor your own cash flow situation. If you're constantly looking at where you are, then you will know when you are hitting a critical stage when you need to do something about it. So regular review is extremely important to alleviate cash flow problems. Number 7 is for you to build up cash reserves. Try as much as possible not to spend all the money you receive because it's there. Try to keep some money back, because that will save you from panicking when businesses delay paying you, because you have a safety net that can give you peace of mind and stability as well. Number 8 is to build enough profit margins into your business so that it covers the losses. Right. What do I mean by that? Well, many small businesses tend to want to compete on price only. Don't do that. Try to find a way to compete on delivering a better service. I like a statement that Elon Musk made. Elon Musk said that if you're delivering a service or you're releasing a product, make sure that that product or service is significantly better than that of the competitors. Because if it's marginally better, then people will always go towards a brand that they are familiar with. So, but if it's significantly better, then you are more likely to drag them along to buy your product. In that way, if you're delivering a significantly better product, then you might be able to charge for it. And because you are covering your cost and you can cover some of the losses by the cost that you have set up, you are likely to be in a positive cash flow position. Don't always go for low prices, because low prices eat into your margins. And when you make losses, it affects your cash flow. What you and I want to do is that we want to build more profit into each of the services that we are delivering. And then you can evaluate your pricing strategy regularly to ensure that it's aligning with your financial goals and also with market conditions. I'll give you a number 9. I don't have a slide for it, but I'll give it to you. One other thing that you need to do is immediately your money is due, you need to start chasing it up. Sometimes as businesses, because we're so busy delivering the service, we forget to chase the money up. So either you're going to have someone who's going to be working with you, or you're going to set a time in which you're going to chase the money up. But most of the time, you need to chase money up. What I tend to do is, if the money is due, I actually start calling you from, the time I've submitted the invoice. And particularly if I know that this particular client tends to delay payment, then I'm chasing them up. And sometimes they might appear that they don't like it. They might appear that, oh, you're just rushing. Why are you rushing? Why are you so persistent? But you know why you're persistent, because if you are not persistent, they are not going to pay you on time, and you need your money in. So we need to have a different attitude when it comes to getting our money back without putting off our clients, right? I understand that, but you still need to be firm and you need to be tight. You need to have a tight credit control. Otherwise, you could have cash flow problems. And you don't want cash flow problems because it gives you sleepless nights and you want to sleep at night. So managing cash flow effectively is critical for the success of your business, for the success of the growth of your business. And if you can implement some of these solutions, it will alleviate the stress and the fear associated with poor cash flow, and also ensure that your business remains robust and resilient. Remember that it's not just about the money, it's about managing what you have received very wisely, and also be proactive and stay informed, and keep your business thriving. Remember that large organizations tend to pay late. So build that into your thinking so that you will not have cash flow problems. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, then do like it. And if you like it, please do subscribe to my channel. If you look in the description box below, you will find a cash flow, a link to a cash flow template and a business plan template for your use. So if you don't have a cash flow template, I mean, this cash flow template, it does create a cash flow, automatically it generates once you start populating it, it will generate all the figures for you. Also, create a profit and loss account for you as well. It's in the description box below. I'll see you soon and have a great day. God bless.